So I just went back on. This time I'm using Cellular Network. So hopefully we'll get guests on here. And I think what may have happened is that it glitched over in terms of that. I'm not sure. But we'll find out. But other than that, people, it is the weekend. Like, what we got going on? What's new? What's happening? I'm going to see if I can get some of my guests actually on here. Okay, I think we're good now. I think we're good. I think that it was just... There we go. All right, we good. Now, what the fuck? You were just on another account. What is this?
See, I thought I thought it was my account, so I switched.
No, I found out what the problem was. My phone has this weird thing where it doesn't bode well with Wi-Fi. And I think it's a memory issue. So it worked for a little bit, and then I stopped getting things coming through the chat. And then all of a sudden, you guys couldn't even get on. I was like, wait a minute. No. So I figured out what it was. I ended the live, went back on while on Cellular Network. So that's why now you guys are able to get on. So you guys are good now. Welcome to the show, Blue Tiger. What Blue Tiger Fett? How many accounts do you have? You got Blue Tiger Fett. What the fuck is going on with you?
I don't even know, man. I just keep them. I make sure I keep them in case I'm ever in a trolling mood. But I don't really troll anybody anymore.
See, I'm ultimately trying to leave this platform because, again, when I decided to take this show live, this was not even the original platform I wanted to be on. But when you go on YT, because I can't quite say the YouTube, basically, you got to have a certain amount of followers. And if you don't have enough followers, you can't go live. So with TikTok, it was a little bit easier. And Captain James got me enough followers to go live on here. I think it was at one point you needed 1,000 followers to go live. We ended up somehow getting 1,000. Yeah. Hey, hon.
Hi, I bring you a present.
Okay, don't ever sneak up on me like that again. You almost had this whole lamp thrown at you. I'm not even joking. Thank you.
This is for us.
Thank you.
But one of these is mine.
Okay.
I got scared for you. I seen it in the corner of the mirror.
I was like, oh, so you seen it? Oh, she was about to have this whole lamp thrown at her. I'm like,
bye.
I was scared.
Oh, and
yes, hon. Hold
on. The receptionist says nowhere on base takes cash.
Oh, that means something happened over here with that. Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody was selling somebody had some counterfeit money on this post. So yeah, that's wild. They don't use cash on this post. It's crazy. Anyway, but yeah, I was like, who was that face behind me? I was like, man.
I could have swore. Anyway, I thought it was a South Korean, sleeper agent for a second.
Well, it's like if she's hot, then that would have been a different story. But anyway, sneaking up in the room like that, I'm like, oh. Well, anyway, yeah. So what's going on, man? It's the Roundtable. What we got going on this weekend? Hey, Mike, what do you got going on?
Actually,
it's Friday night.
Well, this weekend I'm probably gonna go somewhere. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna have to go somewhere with my friend. We're probably gonna
go to Chili's. Go to Chili's.
Hell no. For two people?
What's wrong with Chili's? What's wrong with two people going to Chili's?
Isn't that like a family thing?
It's a casual place that families go to, but it doesn't. You don't have to go with a family. I remember one time I went to Texas Roadhouse by myself, and that was the most awkward thing. One of the most awkward things I did.
Yeah, you're probably just surrounded by other families. Like,
it's not even the. Yeah, it does, but it wasn't the fact that I was okay. So normally when I go to these establishments, it's usually me and my wife. We always go out to eat. We go to this place. We go to that place. But I went by myself one time because I was like, you know what? I want to see what it feels like to treat myself out, go out, do for me, right? So
wait, why do you say treat yourself? That's like girl lingo.
Oh, get the fuck out of here with that shit. A guy can't treat himself out to do something for himself. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can. But
guys can't say the word treat.
Yeah.
So what would you call it if you wanted to do something for yourself? What would you?
I would just say I'm just going to. Let me think of a fancy place. Starbucks. I'm going to Starbucks.
Okay, guy. All right. Anyway, so I took myself out. Oh, does that sound bad too? Taking yourself out?
Yeah, that's crazy,
bro. I'm not sitting here playing censorship. Like, you get the idea. This man said you can't say. Anyway, so I went out by myself to Texas Roadhouse. It wasn't, and again, it's very rare that you see somebody dining themselves at like a Roof Chris, a Texas Roadhouse, a Chili's, any of these casual establishments. When you see somebody by themselves, you think something's wrong, right? Because you're always used to seeing someone with somebody else. The most awkward part, I think, was the stares that I was getting being by myself, especially from like other women. Because the first thing they're thinking to themselves is, why is he by himself? Meanwhile, I'm wearing my ring.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, you're gonna have people think like they're concerned for you now, and yeah, it's a whole another thing.
Yeah, like, is he okay? Like, does he need somebody to sit with him? No, I'm fine. It reminds me of the story my dad told me one time. When he was on the bus coming home from work or whatever, and he stopped to go get my stepmom some flowers. Mind you, it's not Valentine's Day, so some guy not approached him, but kind of confronted him and was like, hey, man, did you make your girl or your wife mad or something like that? And he was like, nah, I'm just getting her flowers. And the dude was kind of dumbfounded by that because seeing a guy bringing his girl flowers and it's not Valentine's Day, people get the idea that either this dude fucked up or, you know, maybe anniversary. So nobody ever think that, okay, maybe a guy is buying flowers for his wife or girlfriend just because. No, it's like, you automatically messed up. So I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I have no issue with going out dining for yourself. I used to do that. Like, when I was like a loner, and I was like, I can't get no girl. I remember the one place I took myself by myself, and it was the most embarrassing thing. Like, you know the movie Love and Basketball?
Yeah, yeah.
I went by myself to watch this movie. This is a love movie.
What the fuck? Yeah, no.
The only reason why I went because my mom was like, oh, you gotta go see Love and Basketball. It's a good movie. Brother, I went by myself to see Love and Basketball. It was not many people in the theater to begin with.
What year was this?
Bro, what? That movie came out, I think, 2000, 2001 time frame? Love and Basketball? Yeah, about that time frame.
I don't know if y'all had legal, not illegal, like y'all had sites back then, but I would have just had to stream it.
I don't know. But a dude or somebody going to see a love movie by themselves is critical. I was like, I will never do this shit again. I just went because they said the movie was good, which it was okay. I wouldn't say it was a great film, but it was good. But the fact that I went by myself to see a love movie is crazy.
Like me, I like Golden Corral, but I would never go there by myself.
Yo, you'll never. If you see a person by themselves at Golden Corral, something's wrong with them.
Maybe
no. See, I can't say that's contradicting.
Like maybe CC's. Like if you know what CC's
same thing. It's a pizza buffet. It's the same shit.
But the thing is, only people that go to CC's is people with their family and kids. But the thing is, every time I've been to CC's, I've seen someone in there by themselves. So
and what was your first thought?
But I'm not, because CC's is like, it's not the same as, or the CC's I've been to, it's not like a big old place. Like, it's a buffet. It's a buffet, but it's not that big. You know what I mean? But Golden Corral, that shit is like, it's huge. Have you ever seen a Golden Corral? It's very huge, and it's like, it sits a lot of people. But I've never seen someone go there by themselves.
Yeah, but the idea is not how big the place is. It's the idea that somebody goes to a buffet by themselves. That would strike, I think, anybody eye. Because when you go to a buffet place and you can eat whatever as much as you want, you go normally with other people. And it's always more than two people. I've never seen just two people go to a buffet. Now, me and my wife, we went to Chinese buffets by, just me and her. We never really went in a group. But to see somebody at a buffet sit by themselves and all you can eat themselves all day, that kind of will give somebody a sign or a vibe like, yo, this person is probably depressed or they are just, something's going on to be at a buffet by yourself. So I guess I don't know. I guess that's the kind of the vibe that somebody would get. But when I went to Texas Roadhouse, it was odd. Because like I said, I always go with my wife and people are staring at me like, why is this dude at Texas Roadhouse by himself? It's whatever. I encourage people to go do shit by themselves, man. Because you know why? Break that stigma of, oh, you gotta be out with somebody to go and enjoy and have a good time. Hell no. You
I
probably
mean,
have, you probably,
uh, what like when you say do stuff by yourselves, is it like an event that would usually be like with a family? I mean, I think doing stuff by yourself is
yes.
cool, but
Yeah.
I don't like family events. No, I think you should leave that to the families.
No, it don't even got to be a family event. But like you said, things that you would normally do with other people, you should be able to do by yourself. You know what I mean? Whether
Like,
to go out to like a restaurant or
what do you think about
something
hiking?
that,
You think you should hike by yourself?
if you're inexperienced, no. Because what if something happens to you, God forbid, and you might need somebody to help you out? If you're inexperienced, you shouldn't be hiking by yourself. But if you hiked enough with other people and you got that experience and confidence, yeah, absolutely go by
I
yourself.
mean, the thing is, like, I'm inexperienced, but I think I'm going. I want to go to Stone Mountain out here in Georgia,
Ooh.
but I don't know. Like, I don't know if they got bears. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. But
That's why you should go with somebody that is experienced, or at least do some research on the trail before you go ahead and partake in some shit like that. I'd say
we
do a
probably
little bit of
don't have
research.
bears, but it's still a possibility of deers. But you know what? I think I'm gonna have to bring my trusty combat knife just in case. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. But I don't.
That
I
ain't
don't
gonna
know.
work on no fucking bear. Yes,
No,
I
I
might.
think. Dang, bro, my ego is
What?
crazy.
I don't think a bear go. I don't think a knife would work per se, but
I can't. I don't even want to respond. My ego is crazy. My ego says different.
your ego gonna get you off this planet very
Like,
quickly. But no,
I,
seriously,
I honestly do think I could beat a bear, like with just a knife. But that's something else.
that you can go ahead and try that. Just like that shit you said about the hammerhead shark, you can go ahead and try that shit if you
Okay, but like
choose. But
I'm actually beating that shark, man. But I don't
no, you're
know. I
not.
don't know.
Let's keep that in your imagination. But no, going back to going to do things by yourself, hiking and all that. Again, if you have, I'd say go with other people, get that experience, or do a hiking trail, because there are different levels to hiking. You got like intermediate trails. You got very easy trails that don't have a lot of hills, a lot of people, things that families do, and then you got those extreme trails where it involves climbing and high altitudes and some dangerous maneuvers. Start small. I would say completely start small. Don't go anywhere too big when it comes to that. Pause.
Yeah. And
But
also,
other than that, though, no,
you
what you got?
you know how you said you was gonna do like another episode on the Kevin Hart roast. I was watching a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
of it earlier, but I had paused
Okay.
because somebody had called me towards Tom Brady. It was
Yeah.
Tom Brady's part.
So you're in the beginning.
People actually find this like, I don't know what it is. These comedy shows, maybe I'm just too young, but do people actually find these things funny, or is it like everybody's just on some type of drug there and everybody's just giggling? Because I don't know what it is. Like, it's not that funny. Like, I've
You know
seen a
what
lot
it
of
is?
people dying at this stuff, and a lot of old heads love this stuff, but I don't think like the average person in my age group has ever really like laughed at a comedy show unless it was Dave Chappelle, and he just does skits.
He does stand up. Now he does stand up. See, this is why they say, and don't take this the wrong way, please. This is why there's a disclaimer that says for mature audiences only. And the reason why is really because of the subject matter, the language, but a lot of these comedians are in their 40s and 50s, so a lot of their shit is not going to bode with you. That's why I say comedy has specific audiences, right? There's a comedian out there that might be younger, that's more to your speed with the content they talk about versus, let's say, Chappelle or Shane Gillis or Tony Hinchcliffe. These motherfuckers are in their 40s and 50s. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're going to come off as old comedy, but their comedy is way more offensive because of the timing that they grew up in and how long they've been in the industry. So a lot of this shit that they say,
like
won't
I
land
understand,
very well.
I understand that like the offensive stuff is funny, but like
Yeah.
like the delivery, the joke, it's just it might not just be funny. Like I'm not
I
saying
think
like I'm offended by anything,
it
but
could
it's
be.
like I don't know, it's like corny almost.
I think it could be your sense of humor too, because like I said before, and please don't take this the wrong way. Your sense of humor might not be on their level of comedy. Like your sense of humor, like you might be a dry humorist, and where their jokes are pretty lucid, your comedy might be a little dry. Like for example, give me a comedian that you like that make you laugh.
Well, I think like I haven't really watched the stand up, but I think Danny McBride
right?
yeah, Danny McBride is funny as hell. Like Kenny
No,
Powers, if you ever watched that show when he was Kenny
show?
Powers. Good morning.
I
Where
didn't
is
even know
he
he was
at?
on the show. Oh, Mahal, what's going on? No, he's on the East Coast. It's morning over here. Hey, we got Mahal Foley in the house. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. I know Danny McBride's. I see him in some movies and stuff. I didn't know he was on a show. So that's kind of like your speed of comedy, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like
I like funny stuff. Like how do I explain this? That's a lot of movies that is hilarious.
So you like those type of like American
I
Pie,
guess
Seth
it has to be
Rogen
like
type movies.
in a movie, but I feel like stand up is just like made for you to laugh. Like it's almost like I know it's coming.
So stand up is predictable, but with stand up, okay. A lot of these comedians, they write the jokes before they go on stage, but there's a method that they call where they kind of read the room, and they just pick random people to joke on. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff is written beforehand, but you got like people like Chappelle who probably don't even write the jokes, right? He just naturally comes off the top, and like Aries Spears and things like that. Stand-up is supposed to tell a story. When you're a stand-up comedian, you're basically a storyteller, but you're telling it in a way that make people laugh. That's what Kevin Hart does.
Then
that's
also,
what Chappelle do.
I think our generation, we like more like skits as well. Like
sketch comedy.
Yeah, like skits. Everybody
like Drewski.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really find him funny. He got his couple funny videos. But
Drewski is sketch comedy funny. I can't picture Drewski to be a stand-up comedian, but he's sketch comedy funny. Like he would be like Mad TV, Saturday Night Live sort of funny. But as a stand-up comedian, I think he would bomb as a stand-up comedian. Yeah, I think he would totally bomb as a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
That's just me. But he's funny, though. He's funny. Controversial to some, yeah. Especially with the last Erica Kirk thing that he did. She didn't like that shit very well at all. But whoever is that dude's makeup artist, they got it. Like, they can dress that dude up to look like damn near anybody. And it's crazy. But, going back to comedy, that's the beautiful thing about comedy is that there's something for everybody to laugh about. There's always a comedian that kind of fits within a particular genre or a particular type of joke that's going to make somebody laugh. Like Danny McBride might not make somebody laugh, but it makes you laugh. Or Chappelle make me laugh, but it don't make somebody else laugh. And like I said, when it comes to this Kevin Hart episode that I'm going to do, I'm not really defending Kevin Hart. I'm defending comedy. Now, what he said, what he allowed on his show, do I like it? I personally don't give a fuck. Because it's comedy, it's roasting. That's how a roast works. And a lot of people don't understand. When you go back to the days of Richard Pryor, Dean Martin roast, nothing. And back then when Dean Martin, it was a little bit classy. Yeah, we get it, blah, 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 blah. But Richard Pryor, Robin Williams, Paul Mooney, nothing was off limits back then. So why expect anything right now? That's why I was talking about Rodney King. You had black comedians back in the day joking about Rodney King. Nobody was in no outrage over that shit or nothing. But now, George Floyd, it's like, oh, you can't say that. But Rodney King,
told you.
Like, come on.
The tribalism mindset these people have. Like,
and I can't stand it.
If it was a black guy said the George Floyd joke, it probably would have, who knows. But
okay, if it was a black guy saying a George Floyd joke, it would still come off as bad because they're just going to look at it as, you might as well have said Kevin Hart said the joke on stage. And it would have came off the same way because somebody would have came out and been like, or Umar Johnson would have came out and said, oh, how you going to say that about that brother? You were there in Minnesota, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. They're going after the wrong person. No, he did go to Minnesota, Kevin Hart. After it happened, I think he went out there. If I'm not mistaken, he went out there, showed some solidarity and support. Maybe, I don't know. He may have even chipped in some money for the funeral. I'm not sure. Yeah. But no one is going after Tony Hinchcliffe. He's the one that said the joke. No, I get it though. You know, people they have been going after Tony, but Tony is powerful. You can't cancel Tony Hinchcliffe. I didn't even hear about Tony Hinchcliffe until Rio mentioned him on one of my shows, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Tony Hinchcliffe?"
I still don't even know that joke.
You don't know who Tony Hinchcliffe is? He has a podcast called Kill Tony.
Yeah, no.
That he's got one of the biggest comedy Yeah, okay, so check out that podcast, right? He does live shows on the podcast from Austin, Texas. That's where he does his shows. I started hearing more about Tony Hinchcliffe when he made that joke about Puerto Rico at a President Trump event when he was trying to get reelected. He called Puerto Rico, quote, a floating island of human garbage. And I was like, oh, shit. I laughed at that, but I was like, my wife is Puerto Rican, but she doesn't really give a shit anyway. But that's when I started hearing more about him because I was like, who is Tony Hinchcliffe? Tony Hinchcliffe is one of the biggest comedians out there, whether you like him or not. He's not going nowhere for a while. But let's cancel Kevin Hart, though. That's an easy target, right? But nobody wants to cancel Tony Hinchcliffe. That's not going to happen. My thing is this, and like I said, I'm just kind of bouncing in and out of this because I want to save some of this for that episode. Kevin Hart's not going anywhere. Because one thing I said that nobody rebutted me, I said he might have lost some black fans. But after that roast, he gained a shitload of white fans.
I mean,
and in Hollywood, white money works. So he just gained a whole bunch of white fans. So he's not going anywhere. Black people don't have to watch Kevin Hart. They can burn all their Soul Plane DVDs, break them in half, whatever. You don't got to watch Jumanji 10. But Kevin Hart's not going anywhere. At all.
Absolutely not.
Like I said, I give it another week or so before all this Kevin Hart roasting controversy goes down, and we're going to be back to the same shit until the next controversial thing comes about to talk about. Other than that, he ain't going nowhere for a while. He's not. And like I said, I think, even though I think the George Floyd joke was not exactly planned because in Hinchcliffe's delivery, you could tell he just came out of nowhere with that one. And he kind of stuttered a little bit. So you know that wasn't something that was well rehearsed or well written. It just kind of came off the dome. It was valid. I mean, if you can't say and joke about one thing, then you shouldn't joke about anything. That's the way I see it. Like if you might as well not talk about joke about 9/11. You might as well not joke about this, that. Please, everything is off limits on a roast. I'm just saying, like
everybody's just too soft. This is what it is.
I laughed at the George Floyd joke because I'm like, I get it, but motherfuckers didn't even know who George Floyd was before 2020.
Facts. It was the worst. 2020. It was so crazy. I don't even get it. People were. I still don't. To this day, I still don't get why everyone wanted to buy a bunch of toilet paper. And why was it so rare? Like, I used to walk to the store just to get, more toilet paper, just to cut. And we was stocked. We was stocked up. And then toilet paper was, overpriced around this time. I swear, it was crazy.
Well, if we're talking about during the pandemic, okay, one thing about Americans is that we tend to panic buy shit. They could be like, yo, the biggest hurricane of the season is coming. Stock up, prepare, right? And then the hurricane don't show up. Now you got all this fucking toilet paper. So for some reason, they said, oh, it's a toilet paper shortage. What the fuck does toilet paper have to do with the pandemic? I don't know. And then it was frozen pizzas. Now, let me tell you, Americans and Europeans were different. I was in Europe during the pandemic. All right. Remember how you had people, oh, you can't tell me what to do. My rights and my freedom. I'm going to buy all this shit. I'm going to go outside. In Europe, when they gave people specific rules in Europe, they followed them. Like, people waited on a line to go into the supermarket because you only had, it was only allowed a certain amount of people to go into the supermarket. They waited online. Americans were just pushing themselves in, buying everything. Everybody in Europe was cordial. Everybody was just on their best behavior. Blah, 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 blah. Americans got to buy all the toilet paper, all the eggs, and now they're stuck with all this fucking toilet paper because people try to take the stuff back, and the stores were like, no, you bought it all. That's yours. So now you're stuck with all this frozen pizza and toilet paper and eggs. What the fuck are you going to do with all that?
We just have
just crazy nonsense. Yeah, that's what it really came down to. My freedom, my rights. You can't do that. You can't tell me not to go outside. That's how it was. But in Europe, yo, they gave us curfews. We had to carry a decree saying where we're going. We had to be inside the house by a certain time. You could only go to X. That's how it was in Europe. I swear to everything I love. We couldn't just go everywhere we wanted to.
Wait, were you on like a base?
Yeah, well, I was stationed out there, but I lived off post. I lived off base. And they gave us, the Italian government gave people what was called a decree, like a declaration. And what it said was, hey, I'm going to work. I'm going to the store, because you were only really able to go to the store to buy yourself some life-sustaining things, food, other things, work. And then, of course, if you had to go to the doctor. All the clubs and shit was off limits. Any social gatherings, parties, you couldn't even have parties out there. It was way more strict out in Europe. Way more strict. I'm telling you, it was a whole different environment when it came to the pandemic compared to America. Americans were like, oh, you can't tell me what to do. People still had parties. They had the parties shut down. All that shit. It was quite literally night and day. Back to back. But that's America, though. You know, my freedom, my rights. Can't tell me what to do. But yeah, other than that, man, I really want to dig into the Kevin Hart thing when that time comes, that episode, because this selective outrage shit is played, man. And I just hate that crab in the barrel mentality. Oh, so, you know, you as a black man, you know, you're not. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So let me get this straight, because I'm black. People still don't even think I'm black for some fucking reason. I got told that I need to get deported. Brother, I was like, deported where? Brooklyn? I was like, what? Deported? Yo, I swear to God, I had people that said, oh, you can't speak on black rights. You know, you're not even from around here. Then where the fuck am I from? Because last time I checked, my birth certificate says Brooklyn, New York.
You know what they tell people who try to criticize like us or like black people? They say stay out of black business, whatever the fuck that means. But
or here's my favorite. If a black man is married to a white woman, he has no say in black politics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so wait a minute. So you're telling me the whole thing that Martin Luther King tried to fight for, interracial equality, and because I'm not with a black woman, I need to stay out of black people's business. I was like, shut all the way the fuck up. I was like, that's the crazy. Dumbest rebuttal I've ever heard. Or this other one where it's like, oh, you don't like black women? Your mama black. Am I fucking my mother?
No, see, this is the thing. I really hate that one, especially.
That one blows my mind. And then when I hit them with that rebuttal, they just sit there stunned. But your mama black? Okay, so my mom is black. I gotta go date black.
They try to say it was the first woman you ever saw, so you're supposed to be like attracted. Like, it's some weird shit they say to try to spin your fucking mind.
And it's crazy. Okay, so that's the first black woman I've ever seen was my mom. So I'm born, and I guess I was like, damn.
The first woman, fine. Period, you ever seen. Like, your first woman you ever seen, you posted, like, I don't know, it's some weird shit. But my teachers were always Hispanic and, like, or white, or some were black. So, like, if that's the case, the first woman outside of my mom I seen was Hispanic. So,
see, for me, I grew up in a very, very mixed background. So a lot of my upbringing was with black and Hispanic, and I've always gravitated more to Hispanic women. Yes, I've messed with some black women, of course. My first love is black, but the bottom line is that just because you're black or just because you're white, you got to stick with your own. And where is this rule written? Like, at one point, it was actually illegal to interracially mess around. At one point, yes, but just because you are one thing don't mean you have to be with that one thing. It's crazy to me. I hate that shit. And then when I hit them with certain rebuttals, they get mad. Because you know what you're saying. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's stupid at the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I had a friend. He didn't want to go to like a HBCU. His mom threatened to like disown and like kick him out if he didn't go to a HBCU. Like,
oh hell no!
Like, it's a lot of stuff. Like, especially here in Atlanta. I have another friend. His mom told him, and I was there because I used to go over his house a little bit. We was talking about women, and he's like, "Has she ever seen him with a white woman?" She's disowning him, and like he can never come back. And he took that to the heart. But luckily, me, I'm not a people pleaser, so like that doesn't matter to me. I just do what I want.
In this life, your life is not here to please people. A lot of people do shit to make others happy. Meanwhile, you're sacrificing what you really want, and you're sacrificing your own fucking happiness. There's this video I've been seeing that's been making rounds of this biracial woman, right? Who's obviously a product of black and white. This woman is telling people, don't, like, black men stop dating white.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like,
and that's why I don't like mixed. Okay, hold on. I don't like certain mixed people. Like,
whoa.
because remember when we were talking about how remember we were talking about like interracial dating and like the kid. I remember when I said that the kid is ultimately going to end up picking a side instead of embracing both.
Yeah.
Like, so for cases like that, I feel like there's only two routes this person can go. He goes white, he's like chill. He's a white guy. He's not really black, and black people are going to tell him that he can't say the N word, or they become the proest of pro-black you ever seen in your life, and they'll start telling you not to, stuff like that. It's crazy.
See,
I don't get it.
And here's the thing I gauged about that biracial girl, right? What I've gauged from her, from a psychological, was that her white side completely abandoned her, or her white side doesn't acknowledge her, so she chose her black side. And that's like with biracial kids, particularly black and white, there's most cases they have to pick a side because either they're not white enough, they're not black enough, so now they're just confused and they're like, I don't know what side to pick. So with this particular girl, what I've gauged, because she's got like a black African-American flag, like she is very white passing, but she supports more of her black side, is because maybe she's not feeling that same love from her white side. So now she's just saying, oh, well, hey, whatever you do, black people, don't date white. Because whatever she's going through, I guess, she doesn't want anybody else to go through with their kids. And that's a thing that bothers me too, when you have to have your kid pick a side. And if the kid's like, yo, I'm black and white, they always get some sort of scrutiny like, oh, no, you're not black and white, you're just black. One drop rule. Or you're not white. And I'm like, that's the problem. If somebody wants to identify as biracial, let them identify as biracial. Don't have them pick a fucking side.
Yeah.
For what? That should be blowing my mind. I swear to God, if my wife and I had a kid and this kid is black and Puerto Rican, that's exactly what this kid is. Black and Puerto Rican. I'm not forcing my kid to pick a side. Yeah, exactly. Now, if my kid gets older and they choose to pick a side, that's on them. But I'm not going to indoctrinate them into picking a side. However they identify themselves, when they get older, it's fine. And I'm going to just take it as is because I know what they are. But this is what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, because when they're young, I get that both. Like, even in school, they'll tell you to pick a side. They might tell him to pick a side. But yeah, he's going to come to you. You just tell him. You got to embrace both. And if whoever's at the school... Yeah. But, I mean, growing up, I've seen crazy examples of just colorism and etc. But that's a whole other topic. But it's crazy.
That should be blowing my mind. I'm like, sometimes, and there's always the question of, can black people be racist? Absolutely. But a lot of people counteract that shit by saying because it's an institutionalized thing that black people sort of didn't establish, that it was established by white people, but black people can be just as racist and prejudiced as anybody else. I've seen that shit myself. Now, Shauna, what's going on? I got my best friend Shauna on here. She said, my kids are mixed. I allow them to embrace whatever they are. Right. Don't have them pick a side. Educate them on their background. Super fucking important. Whatever they decide to choose when they get older, or even whatever right now, like I guess, but don't have them be like, okay, you are not that side of your family. You are my side of the family. And this and that and this and that. Because then that's how they're going to become confused about shit. Or they're going to have a dislike for that side of the family because you told them that's not what they are. Now you got all the... Now you got these other problems you got to deal with.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, I mean, me personally, I don't know what I am. Like, I know I'm black, but... I don't really know. Like, I don't really care to even figure it out, though. But
Hey, listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, you look black, you black. That's just what it is. It's like the same thing with Dominicans. Dominicans, they be like, no, I know black, I know black, I know black. I touched up on that before when it comes to Dominicans. Dominicans downplay the fact that they are black, but here's how we identify black in America. Like African American of African descent. That's what we identify as black. Dominicans can be the same fucking color as me, and they say I'm not black. Because you know why they say they're not black? Because they're basically saying they're not African American. That's what I've gauged from that, is that they are not African American. But the same skin color, black, yeah. One thing my dad told me, and it made sense. He basically said some shit like, everybody's black, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, they're all black. They just got off at different stops on the ship. So now you have black people that speak Spanish. You have black people that speak French. You have black people that speak Creole, because the slave ships have made different stops and dropped them off there, and they got indoctrinated to that culture and language. Now you got black people that speak Spanish. They're all of African descent.
Honestly, I don't really see race. I mean, because apparently, like, some people will tell you that, the first human ever was in Africa. So technically, aren't we all, like, I don't know. But, I don't really care about someone's background or race. As long as you're a good person, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. I know they say man originated in
because I do not like the Jamaican accent, so I'll stay away from Jamaicans. But other than that, everyone else is cool.
Look, Shauna, you said no one would know my kids are mixed with Spanish, Black, and West Indian. No, and looking at your kids, the first thing they're going to gauge is that they're Black, because they don't have those phenotypes that will tell otherwise. Genetics don't always show the entire picture, okay? Let's be honest. There are Dominicans that are dark, and the first thing they think they're Haitian. But they're Dominican. They speak Spanish. Now, Dominicans and Haitians, they share the same island of Hispaniola, but they are culturally different. And Shauna, Jamaicans are spicy. They could be. I don't know.
It's horrible. It's the worst accent I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, don't let Sunshine hear that. She's Haitian, but she's still West Indian, right? Don't get it twisted. I come from a heavy West Indian background, but my ancestry is all over the fucking place. But a lot of my dad's side is basically from the Caribbean. Now, he doesn't speak that accent at all, but it will come out sometimes playfully. But we've all come from that. For me, it's like Trinidad, the Bahamas, Jamaica, and those three islands primarily is where I came. Oh, and Cuba. That's a lot of my dad's lineage, and then there's other things to it as well. But sometimes phenotypes don't always tell the story. Now, Shauna, I saw your kids, right? I'll be honest with you. If you told them that your kids were mixed, they're going to look and be like, with what? That sometimes they don't always tell the story, but they're that, right? And that's the beautiful thing about genetics. It can be an enigma of sorts. That's why for years I've grown up with a identity crisis, simply because people told me I wasn't Black, and I'm like, what do you mean I'm not Black? And I've been called a coolie, I've been called Haitian, I've been called Dominican, I've been called all types of shit other than Haitian.
Somebody called you Haitian?
Somebody said they thought I was Haitian. And one person thought I was Arabic. They thought I was Muslim. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
People are just trying you at that point.
No, they were dead serious about that, because I don't.
When I think of Haitian, though, I think of dark-skinned people.
No, don't get it twisted. Haitians and Jamaicans got some light, fair-colored people. Like, you ever heard of the rapper Heavy D? Rest in peace, Heavy D.
No, I never heard of him.
Okay, if you look at Heavy D was Jamaican. But he was like so light passing that when you seen Heavy D, you didn't think this dude was Jamaican, but he was. There are some light-ass Jamaicans, light-ass Haitians, like there are dark-ass Dominicans out there. I've seen it myself. I've seen some light-ass Haitians.
I've seen a white Jamaican before.
Okay, there you go. Like Sunshine, she's on my show. She's Haitian. She's not even that dark. She's like my complexion. She's Haitian. And Sean, you said all West Indians have super light or super dark. Yeah, there's almost no in between. You're either super dark or you're super light. And them Dominicans, I've seen the whitest of Dominicans, blonde hair, blue eye, to the darkest of fucking Dominicans. I'm talking Wesley Snipes past midnight dark. But everybody just comes in different colors. And like I said, genetics is weird. Genetics is weird. Let's say, for example, Mikey, all of your family members are dark skinned, but you somehow have that one light skinned member that come out of nowhere from two dark parents. It's because it's somewhere in the DNA, and things do skip generations, so they might just be this one random light skinned relative.
This
And you're
skip
like,
generation thing, man. I don't know, man. You know, I don't know how true it is. I think because okay, for me, example, both of my parents are short. My dad, he's like 5'6", 5'7", and my mom, she's like 5'5". I'm 6'4". Well, I don't know if
so
I'm 6'5" now, but I'm 6'4". But they always tell me
damn.
that it's because my grandma was tall. Like somewhere along the line, my great granny, she was 6 feet. But I'm not believing that shit because during COVID, I was drinking milk like crazy. I was drinking so much milk. I'm
What the
thinking
fuck?
the milk made me tall. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well, I can only think one of two things. You either had a growth spurt, or perhaps like they just literally gave you the answers to the test. They just said your grandparents were fucking tall. So
That doesn't
that's
make
what I'm saying.
like how does that make
It doesn't make
sense? Like
It's genetics. Some genetics are regressive. Some genetics are strong. Like my siblings, we all have the same color eyes and shape. All of us. It's a very strong trait. But some traits don't always carry over to the kid because when a mom and dad is trying to make a kid, it's literally a fight of genetics. The dad might have the stronger genes, or the mom might have the stronger genes, or the kid might be a complete split of both of the parents. Or in some rare cases, the kid might have two different color eyes. One eye color from the dad, one eye color from the mom. So it's always a battle of who has the strongest genes at a particular point in time. So
I will say one
your
thing,
height.
man. I'm so glad I didn't get my dad's hair. It wouldn't have been
So
able
with
to
his hair.
grow. He can't
Oh
grow
shit.
hair. This guy can't grow hair at all.
I feel
And
bad.
he's dark. He's dark skinned though. My mom's light. I'm brown skinned.
See, I got my dad's hair, and it's even though it's thinning, but it's not balding. Thank God. Now my brother, on the other hand, he has locks, but he's kind of like bald in the front, so he keeps a scarf on. But he's got long ass locks. My mom's side of the family has a history of balding. My cousin, his hair is thinning. My brother, he's male pattern balding. Me, not really. My hairline might be receding. My hair might be thinning, but I am not balding because I got my dad's hair genetic code. So that's what I'm saying. Little sprinkles of genetics kind of spread along the offspring. So you might get a little bit of this. You might get a lot of that. And that's the scary part. Like you don't really know what your kid is going to look like. You're not really going to know what they're going to possess. That just comes along with the idea of taking two different people of two different backgrounds and genetics and putting them into this one basket, and you have this kid. You don't know what this kid's going to look like. You don't know what they're going to have. It's a beautiful thing, though. I'm just saying. But it's always a roll of the dice, man. So you got your height from somewhere. Obviously, they told you it was from your grandmother. So, boom, there you go. Now, when you have kids, are they going to possess your height? Nobody really knows, right? Whoever has the most dominant gene. And because the height gene seemed to skip over, you might just have some short-ass kids. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. We just hit
but
that
don't
one.
wish that on me, please. But 1 second, I'm gonna join back on my main. I just seen a ghost, so I'll be back.
I'm sorry. You just said you just seen a ghost. All right, I'm gonna leave that one alone. My man is seeing things. He's seeing things. Anyway, what you got going on, Shauna? I see you in the chat. How is your night going? All right, Mikey, you're back. Mikey loves.
So
What
yeah,
the fuck?
you know how your contacts are connected to your TikTok.
Yes.
I just seen this girl that I used to talk to. I don't want her to join this show.
Why not? Bring her on the damn show. Why not? Is she sensitive?
No, it's just I don't want to see that person. It's crazy if I would actually saw her.
Well, I tell you what, if she sends an invite, I'm gonna just let her in. I'm gonna let her in. I don't care. We need some guests on this show. But you said, Shauna, your night is going well folding clothes. Yeah, I still got a lot of clothes to fold. I'll sit there and just wash clothes, leave them on top of the washing machine, and just walk away. I don't even fucking fold them. I don't know. I have to force myself to fold clothes. I don't know why. I'll just leave them sitting there for 2 days to put them away. That's the purpose.
But you just put them away. Like why even fold them?
So you just stuff So you just stuff your clothes in the drawer,
Well,
just all crazy.
me personally, well, I don't really use my dresser anymore. I kind of threw it out, but now I just keep my clothes in the closet. Just either hang them up or just put them down in the closet.
So you just throw a whole bunch of clean clothes in a pile on the floor.
Yeah, in the closet.
They're no longer clean. They're no longer clean at that point.
The floor is not dirty.
The idea, though.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really fold clothes. I don't really see it. I mean, maybe towels. Okay. Just in case like you have a guest. But you got to make it look, nice. But other than that, I don't really see the purpose.
Okay, hey, like me, folding clothes, I'm just lazy. Like Shauna, you said to yourself, you have to force yourself to fold them clothes because you'll sit there, or even like you'll fold them on top of the washing machine, but you don't put them away. They just sit there folded the entire time, and then by the time you're done with a couple of more loads, now you have a whole pile of clothes sitting on top of your machine.
Yeah, maybe if I get a girl, maybe she can fold them.
Say what?
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Hold on. So you mean to tell me the only way your clothes are going to get folded is if you have a woman to do it for you? And what if she don't even know how to fold clothes? Now you got clothes all over the place.
Wait, what?
He said turn his mic off.
If you're a woman, you don't know how to fold clothes?
You're a dude that don't fold clothes. Think about that shit for a second.
Okay, like that's not something I should be bragging about though. Like I'm not a see, it's gonna make me sound sexist. I'm not a woman.
You already listen, you have done that shit quite a few shows already. So for what I'm gauging of this is that you don't fold the clothes. She has to fold the clothes for you.
Yeah, maybe she can, she can if she wants to, but
you guys are going to have a house full of clothes all over the fucking place. There's going to be clothes in your stove. There's going to be clothes in the sink. There's going to be clothes.
I mean, like I said, it's certain roles. It's just certain roles. I just can't fold clothes. Like I can cook, but I don't flex it.
Okay, there's nothing. I don't think a man should flex the fact he knows how to cook. I think it's a great asset to have.
I think that's a woman thing, right?
Oh shit. No, it's not.
Isn't that a woman thing to flex cooking? Oh yeah, girl.
No,
I be cooking.
Because
I be cooking shrimp. I be cooking. Girls say shit like that.
That depends. I think women brag about cooking when it comes to like comparing to other people's cooking. They don't brag that they know how to cook. They brag that they can cook better than somebody else.
I'm so glad Sean is not here right now.
You know what? I sent her an invite. She show up on this show, you cook, buddy. And then Shauna, you said there are women who can't fold clothes nor cook. Can't even boil water. Now imagine
that's so sad right there.
Imagine you meet a woman that you said that knows how to cook. All right, let's say you didn't know how to cook. And you meet this woman, she doesn't know how to cook. What the fuck y'all gonna do? Eat McDonald's and chocolate dip Hot Pockets all day?
No, I would just get a new girl.
You know that and then what if she? Okay, let's just say the next woman you get, she knows how to cook, but she doesn't know how to clean. Now what?
Well, we just gotta blame her parents and probably teach her, but she can cook. She can cook. That's great. So she's worth.
What if she don't know how to wash her ass properly?
Well, I'm pretty sure we're all adults here. I mean, that's personal hygiene.
You would think all adults know how to keep themselves up.
Well,
you'll be surprised.
Once you're like 13, 14, you start hitting puberty. You start smelling. You start your body oils and your fluids. It get you're getting a little bit beside yourself. Then that's when you should learn how to take care of yourself and to invest in some cologne.
It's half a burrito. It has scrambled eggs in it, but it got a lot of meat.
I don't like. Okay, thanks. She got me half a burrito. Thanks, Aunt Burrito. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I will eat this at some point in time. And yes,
is that a breakfast burrito?
Sure is. It sure is.
People actually eat that. That's crazy. But
okay, what's wrong with a breakfast burrito?
No, I made a couple in my lifetime, but I don't know how people be like. What? It's morning. Oh, it's morning time. Never mind. Okay, I thought it was like daytime. I'm thinking your guys' my time.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I think it's a very valid time to eat a breakfast burrito. But no, Shauna, you're right. And I will tell her that you said hi. She just walked out. Now, yes, some people just have bad hygiene no matter how much they wash. The bottom line is this, Mikey. You in this life cannot expect. Yeah, some people do. Mike, you got a lot to learn. Some people,
a lot of people
just naturally have bad
no
hygiene.
Matter how much they wash.
Yes. Here's one thing I learned about Asian people, particularly the Koreans out here. Do you know Koreans don't sweat? They don't sweat. Asians don't sweat because there's a gene that they don't possess or that they have that don't allow them to sweat. I've never smelled a musty Korean since I've been here, and it's true because
I don't sweat. Especially when I used to do workouts for like football, wrestling. It's always hard for me to I thought it was because I wasn't not intense enough, but I can't sweat on my face for some reason. It just won't drop. I'll sweat sometimes on my face, but it's not severe how I see other people. But the thing is, I sweat a lot underneath, body.
Oh, and let me rephrase that. They do sweat, but they don't smell when they sweat. And this is why. And I thought this was some sort of a joke, but it's true. And I've seen it myself. I would ride on a crowded train here in Korea, and they all smell like sweet laundry for some reason. They do. Laundry is big here in Korea. I'm going to educate you guys on something. They do sweat. Okay, they do sweat. Asians sweat just as much as anyone else to cool their bodies, but many East Asians produce significantly less underarm odor and minimum sticky sweat due to a specific gene mutation. I'm telling you right now, Sean, if you come out here, you will not smell not one musty Korean because they lack this. They have this genetic mutation that don't allow them to smell. The only way they'll permeate a smell is if you eat a lot of a particular food, and even then you won't be able to tell. Most times they'll just smell like straight laundry. They be smelling good out here. I've never ran into a musty Korean out here. I swear to everything I love. Now, black people, Indian people, just other people, anybody other than white people, anybody other than Asians are going to smell either like a wet dog, an onion in a headlock, an old moldy potato. We're going to smell like something, but Asians don't really smell. For example, I'll read you one.
Keep grooming kids for yourself. You're great.
I mean, you can only do but so much, but still. And it's also what you eat. That's why they say you are what you eat. If you eat a lot of a food, you're going to smell like that food. Your skin is going to permeate what you eat. So if you eat a lot of onions, when you sweat, you're going to smell like a lot of onions. She says she's definitely getting her Asian man. Yo, I swear to God, you'll be smelling that dude all day. Now, I'm going to read what she does. I'm going to read you why. So this is the reason why East Asians, particularly Koreans, Japanese, Chinese, they don't smell is because the ABCC11 gene, between 80 and 95% of East Asians possess a mutation or a loss of a function in the ABCC11 gene. This gene dictates apocrine, sweat gland. The gland mostly in your armpits and earwax type. So their ears, they don't really have a lot of earwax. They don't really sweat from their underarms a lot. It says, while the endocrine glands all over the body produce watery sweat for cooling, these glands release a thicker protein-rich fluid. When a bacteria on skin break down this apocrine sweat, it creates a body odor. But because the ABCC11 gene reduces the apocrine secretion, bacteria have nothing to feed on, resulting in no body odor. And I swear to you, they don't smell like must out here because they lack this particular gene mutation. Their underarms do not sweat. Their face and all that sweat, their arms sweat, but their underarms do not sweat. So they never smell musty. And dry earwax. They have dry, flaky earwax, not that wet secretion wax. So you'll see wax, flakes, but you don't see the wet wax. Seriously, there you go. The more you learn, man. That's why, one thing about this world is that we're all so different. We all have these abilities. See, with black people, we have melanin. So we are less susceptible to melanoma and other skin cancers versus lighter complexions. And this is another reason why here in Asia and Korea, they walk around with umbrellas. They have hats on because their skin tan and burn. So unlike us, we can be out in the sun for a bit, although we could still get, skin cancer. but we are less likely to get it. So every different race has their own ability, genetic mutation, or superpower, if you will. Koreans just don't smell like must.
Yeah, for sure. You know, white people, they're just like cold.
Well, a lot of people tend to say that when it comes to the smell of white people, the one description I usually get is either baloney or wet dog. And again, the wet dog thing, that goes back to generations of genetic mutations. Why people smell the way they do, or like white people have more oily hair compared to like African Americans. It all goes back to our genetics going way back when. I'm talking generations, centuries, and centuries of genetic mutations. So everybody's got their
about the smell of them. I know they like cold though, like the cold.
Well, you got to understand where they came from, and in that, you know, they come from the mountains of the Caucasus Mountains. They come from cold places, so their skin is more susceptible to accepting the cold. Whereas black people, I've seen people break out really bad when cold air touched their skin, and it could get really bad. I knew somebody when I was stationed in Alaska. He had to go to a different duty station because when he was stationed up there, that cold air would hit his skin and it would do like some really bad damage to his skin. So they had to send him to a warmer climate. So black people, we don't do very well. Our skin gets dry. Our fingernails, they start to break in terms of like the skin under it. My skin though, I do pretty well. Like I get a little ashy, but not too bad. And I do tan a lot in the sun. Like look at my ring finger. This is only just right now. So this is my actual complexion, and this is where I'm at right now. I have reddish skin, but it can tan. I can get dark. I can get really, really dark. Now, Mikey, I don't know how dark you are, but I'm gonna take a guess and say you're slightly darker than me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm brown skinned though, but I'm darker. But yeah. I don't have this reddish feature, no.
No, so the red skin for me, that goes back to the native ancestry that I have, which is why I have reddish skin. So a lot of my family, I come to learn, a lot of like my native background originated in North Carolina in a place called Lake Waccamaw. So a lot of my family on my dad's side came from that, which also my mom also has native ancestry. That's why I have red skin. So nobody ever really say like I'm black. That's why I always get questioned whether or not I'm black or not, because my skin and my facial features tell a different story. I'm like, how is a black person supposed to look? I think nowadays black people look different than black people years. Because, for example, I looked at some pictures of black people back in like the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and they look different than we do today. That's because we've mixed a lot more with other races than we did back then, where it was like, yo, you couldn't date other races. It was like you're black, you're with black.
Well, they're probably just more African. Probably.
Well, you gotta understand.
I always say this: Africans and Black Americans, it's not the same. I think they have more stronger facial features, if that makes sense.
Well, the reason why, and it's funny because I just saw a comparison picture of an African American man versus an African man. The reason why African Americans don't look like Africans, because a lot of us is a product of SA from back in the days of slavery. So a lot of us, our generations behind or in the past, has mixed due to either SA or illegal interracial marriages. So over time, on average, it's been said that the average African American has at least 12 to 25% European blood, which is why a lot of us, including myself, don't look like a full African man. Look it up. You have at least 12 to 25% of European blood.
I know that though.
Right. So Africans coming right off the boat from Africa to this day, like from Nigeria, Somalia, Angola, where they kept within their population. They didn't mix outside. That's why they have strong African features compared to African Americans who look a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But when you look at African Americans of yesteryear, like the 20s and the 30s, and compared to African Americans today, yeah, it's a big difference. That's because now we're mixing a lot more with other races. Black. I mean, we're mixing more with white, Hispanic, Asian. So we look a little bit different than our grandparents and grandparents before us. We're just mixing a lot more. You know, it's been said that
Shut up.
in the next 20 or so years, most African Americans are going to be like light skin. I mean, we're
Yeah, I
talking
seen that.
light
They
skin.
said I seen that it was like AI had predicted that the average person will look mixed or something like that. I don't know
It's
if it's
already
true or
been
not.
happening. No,
Damn.
it's been happening already. I just gave the example of black people, how we look back in the 20s, 30s compared to now. What it's
It's
already
definitely gonna do
happened.
that.
And it's happening now. We're just going to be more and more lighter to where you're not going to see dark skinned people anymore. It's going to take a long time, but at the same time, it's already happening. That's why I'm saying go look at pictures of black people from the early 20th century and then you compare them to what they look like now. Yeah, it's already
Some
happening.
pro black motherfucker, some pro black guy is gonna say, "Oh, they're cleaning us out. They're washing us out." It's not that. It's
Who's
just
they?
words. You
Who's
know,
they? People are choosing to be with the people they're with, but people think that there's this social reconstructing agenda. Like Dr. Umar, he believes that the media is portraying more mixed relationships in order to promote, you know, I guess you could say the cleansing out of black people. You know, there was a point where we had to fight to even get black people to be seen on TV. Now we have to fight to a point to get interracial couples on TV. Like it started with the Cheerios girl, the interracial Cheerios girl. And now you see mixed couples all up and down TV. And there is no agenda. You don't, if it was an agenda, then they'll tell you, yo, you can no longer date black people. You can't date your own anymore. You got to go date white. People are choosing to date the other people. There's no agenda. You can either date outside or you don't. But now
facts.
we have more of the freedom to do so. So now people are doing it. That's why I'm like, you know, oh, if you date black, you're not black. I'm like, please shut the fuck up. Please. Look, I could go on about it all day. And I might not always be right, but that's how I see it. And that's how, like, I wouldn't say black people being erased out of existence. No. I don't think so. There's always going to be black people in some way, shape, or form. Even if you're like mixed black and white, people are still just going to call you black anyway, right? They're like, oh, no, you're black. You got that. If your daddy black, you black. If your mama black, you black. But that goes back to the one drop rule. Anyway, we are, let's see where we are at right now. We are at an hour and 24 minutes. I'll probably wrap it up at about an hour 30. No, Riley, what's going on? No, I've not seen this, man. Shout out to Riley Johnson, RJ, man. You've been trying to get me to see this Mackenzie Shriller case. I have not been on it. I'm on vacation right now. I'm not even home. But I will get to it, and I will make an episode on it. I have a lot of episodes lined up right now, and I'm gonna try to squeeze that somewhere in there. But I gotta research it. I gotta watch it. It's the only way I'm gonna do it. And if you've been busy, it's fine, man. I don't expect people to be on my live every day. The only person that is on my live damn near every day is Mikey, and I guess he's got all the time in the world. So, so he's been on my live. If you can't make it. And that's anybody. If you can't make it on my live, it's not a big deal.
Wait, can you hear me now?
I don't lose sleep. Huh?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You sound a little muffled, but I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me take
Yeah.
your
Oh, okay. But what else we got? We got a few more minutes before I probably wrap up this show. Go outside because I don't want to stay in this room all day. But this is the only episode I have scheduled for this weekend. The next show won't be until Monday.
You're out of country?
No, I'm in country. I'm just not in town.
Okay.
We went on a little weekend getaway, if you will. Riley, what you got going on this weekend, man? Welcome to the show, of course. Like I said, if you can't make every show, I'm just glad you made it on this one. I will work on getting to that. I'll work on getting to that, man. I'll be honest. I'd be lying if I said, yeah, I've seen it. But I honestly have not seen it yet. But I didn't forget about it. I'll get around to it.
True crime connoisseur right there.
Oh, no. See, I've been throwing some ideas about true crime stories. I'm going to kick off one true crime story. I was going to wait until the anniversary, but I think I might do it sooner on David Berkowitz. He'll be my first true crime story, a.k.a. Son of Sam. He was a prolific unaliver of the 1970s. Well, actually, 1977 in New York City. Very famous case.
No, I looked into that a little bit. It wasn't just him. It couldn't have been.
No, it was just him. Now, real quick,
it was something
David
about
Berkowitz,
a friend going across to Oregon or something, and he also admitted to helping them.
But all of his cases happened right in New York City. I haven't heard anything in terms of anything happening on the outside. But when it came to Son of Sam, David Berkowitz, all of his cases happened in New York, and he specifically targeted women, although I believe one of his victims was a male. However, he's still locked up. And every time he puts in for parole, he gets denied. I don't know what his sentence is. In fact, I'll even look it up real quick before we wrap up the show, because I want to do a true crime show on David Berkowitz. And then I want to do a lot more true crime shows. Let me see something real quick. I'm just typing this in. Let me see. Berkowitz. Let me see. I think he's serving like a ridiculous amount of time. I'll be honest with you. His time, as of right here, David Berkowitz, the Son of Sam. Hey, Shauna, you said you got to go. Thanks for the chit chat. Of course. I'll send you pictures of where I'm at too. Definitely. And you enjoy the rest of your night. Make sure you fold your clothes. That's one of my best friends. Actually, my best friend. That's not even one of my best friends. Shout out to Shauna. Have a good night. Fold your clothes. And whenever the next show is, which is Monday morning for you guys, hopefully I'll see you on there. David Berkowitz, the Son of Sam, is serving an aggregated sentence of 6 consecutive 25 years to life sentences, totaling 150 years to life. He's been locked up for 49 years. He is in there for 150 years to life. That means that he's going to be buried in prison, still serving a sentence in the afterlife.
Yeah, he's done for.
Yeah, he's not ever getting out. He's never getting out. You gotta understand.
I do want to ask though.
Yeah.
Well, you can say it, because what I'm about to ask is like something on this topic.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask, man.
Oh, do you find like living in foreign places better than America?
Good question.
Like besides missing like the nostalgia of your hometown, like New York and all that stuff, do you find like living foreign better?
In my opinion and experience, yeah. Of course, missing home is definitely a big one. But it is the quality of life out overseas is way better. In Korea here, you don't have to worry about crazy crimes of somebody, trying to pew you or poke you or whatever like that. Walking around the streets of Korea is very safe. I think the one thing you have to worry about is the traffic and the cars. The drivers are really crazy out here. But in terms of quality of life, yes, a lot better. A lot better. And that's because a lot of people out here can't walk around with pews. But on the flip side, a lot of people, they go and visit a place or they see it on TikTok and be like, I want to live out there. But it's one thing to live out here or to vacation. But to live out here and deal with the politics, the pay, and everything out here, and the quality of life, it's different. A lot of people can't handle it. And they're like, man, this is not like America. I want to go back. A lot of these soldiers out here, they don't like it out. I know some soldiers that don't like it out here because it's not home. It's not a 24-hour store, no Waffle House. I heard people complain about out here not having a Waffle House. I'm like, really? There's hundreds of other restaurants out here that is way better than a fucking Waffle House.
I mean, that's valid though. Like, not having a Waffle House is crazy.
Please, Waffle House hasn't been great in like quite a few years. The waffles got fucking smaller.
What? Yeah, if you came to Atlanta saying that, oh my god, or Georgia, period, they would probably.
Listen, I like Waffle House. Don't get me wrong. When I first tried Waffle House, it was like 10 years ago. The first time I was in the Carolinas, early in my career, I tried Waffle House, and I remember the waffles were $3.50. They were fucking huge waffles. They damn near fit the whole plate. Now you go to Waffle House, the waffles are fucking small. They're almost like $5. And they're smaller waffles. Like everything else has been shrinking around here. Everything's smaller. I still like Waffle House. When I was in Tennessee, I went to Waffle House. In fact, when I recently went back to the States, I was at Waffle House. Went to one in Maryland. But the bottom line is what the little things people complain about. But living abroad is fantastic. You just gotta, the politics and everything is different. You have to tune in. You have to dial into the way they are. And, you definitely gotta learn the language and everything that comes with it. But if you want a better quality of life, Definitely. I would say though, if I can live abroad anywhere that I've been so far, it would have to be England. England or Ireland. Dublin would be the two places I
England,
would want to like. Yes, London.
Ireland. What?
Listen, I went to London for a week. Right, London's great.
Yeah, they be
Ireland's
poking
even
each other
better.
up out there, sword fighting.
Well, I mean, they don't have pums,
And
but
also,
Ireland.
you can't like the UK. Well, you can't really say anything. Well, like recent years, it's horrible. Like, you can't say anything. The censorship.
Oh
They
yeah.
can't criticize the government either. But
When it comes to
Ireland, I don't
memes and all
know.
that,
I got a couple friends out
Ireland's
in
great.
Ireland. I heard.
Do you
I
have
don't
it?
know. Like they don't like tourists. I know that. But
Well, no, they like any place abroad, they don't like tourism, but it brings them money. They tolerate it because it brings money. Because you get a lot of tourists, particularly Americans, that go out there tearing shit up. Oh, I'm an American. I'm gonna do this, do that. I'm gonna take your women and da da da. Locals don't like that shit. Been like that everywhere I've been to. But the bottom line is that do you hear anything crazy ever coming out of Dublin, Ireland? No. No, don't get me wrong.
I mean,
Every place has
I got connections to Ireland, so I hear a lot of stuff.
okay.
D17, they jump. I don't know. This is some gang you wouldn't know about, but I just have connections. I know these people.
Well, I mean, no matter where you go, there's gonna be crime. I've never been to a place that
For
don't have
sure.
crime. They have crime out here. It's just very low. And see what prevents a lot of crimes out here is that there's CCTV everywhere out here. When we first came out here, they were like, "Yo, if you think you're gonna get away with something, you're not. If they don't get you right then and there, they're gonna get you because there's cameras, CCTV everywhere. They're not lying. Every street corner has a camera. Every fucking store has a camera. That's why graffiti. I've only seen a little bit of graffiti out here, but most of it is non-existent because there are cameras everywhere. They will catch you. Maybe not then and there, but they will eventually catch you. But yeah, it's definitely different living abroad. But if moving back home, I plan on moving. I want to move to North Carolina or Florida. One of the two places I'm looking into moving. But I don't see myself moving back to New York. No, I think I'm done in that aspect with New York City in terms of living there. But I'll always visit. All right, y'all. Before we wrap up this show, talked a little bit about the Son of Sam. I'm going to definitely do a show on that dude at some point, maybe soon. Before we wrap this up, I'm going to give my shout out starting with Mikey, aka Old South. I have, aka I have 3 accounts for some reason.
And shout out R. Kelly too, guys. That's my only shout out for this episode. Shout out the world.
Why R. Kelly though? Out of all the places, matter of fact,
because
Fix was on the show.
I've been debating a lot of people about R. Kelly being better than Michael Jackson. But
oh hell no! What? First
yes,
of all,
for sure.
Michael Jackson has a catalog that expands decades.
Michael Jackson only has 2 good songs. We have to be real. Billie Jean and Dirty Diana is only 2 good songs. Everything else is trash.
What?
R.
You mean
Kelly,
to tell me Off the Wall, Dangerous, Bad? Are you crazy?
Yeah. R. Kelly had people ready to go against the government. R. Kelly is him. He's the greatest person to ever exist.
I never heard somebody listen to an R. Kelly song and became anti-government. There's nothing about his songs that scream anti-government. It's all sex songs.
About his case. We still have people saying free R. Kelly to this day. I don't even really know what happened in his case. I just say free him just because the old heads are saying free him.
Okay, I'm not even going to get into that. I want your homework assignment, and this will give you some clarity. Now, of course, people are going to say free R. Kelly because they like his music and they feel like it's an injustice against a black man. But what the fuck he did, he needs to be in jail. Your homework assignment tonight.
Like some people say he did something crazy, but like it wasn't. They said he doesn't deserve the time that he got.
The fuck he don't. Listen, your homework assignment tonight is to go online, go look up R. Kelly's case and why he's locked up for 30 years. And then the next time you come on to the next episode, I want you to revert back to me what you looked up about R. Kelly, and then you tell me whether or not he deserves to be in jail for that long.
Bet.
Now, don't get me wrong. just because what he did and he's in prison, that doesn't mean I stop listening to his music. He has made timeless classics, right? He's got a great catalog. A great catalog. And
I
it's
think I can
sad.
argue he has more hits than Michael Jackson, though.
The fuck he don't. I'm sorry. Listen. I'm so tempted to Google this shit right now. Who has more hits, Michael Jackson or R. fucking Kelly? You gotta be kidding me. I remember Michael Jackson has been
We
in
have
the
to
game.
believe. We have to understand this man, R. Kelly. He was in a movie. Even though I don't like the movie, what's that one thing? Trapped in a closet, man. He was going crazy.
That's not a movie. That was like a mini web. That was like a mini show.
See, that's so crazy. That's crazy. It was so great that I thought it was a movie.
No, it's not a movie. It was like a mini series.
I did watch American Pie again last night. I did watch American Pie for like the 100th time last night. I will say that.
Well, we might have to do a whatchamacallit on that. Now, Ampy, my wife said MJ has more hits than anyone. Check this out, Mikey.
See, music is subjective. I mean, you know, it's crazy how people even like Michael Jackson. He's an industry plant. Or Kelly, he's him.
Fuck, he's not. Are you crazy?
He was groomed to be this. He was groomed to be it.
Yes.
It's like LeBron. Yes. They've been covering LeBron since high school. Of course he's going to be great.
Michael Jackson was groomed into the music industry by his dad, Joe, because his dad, Joe, was also a musician. And he got tired of this, working at the steel plant. It was like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm going to make something great out of my family. That man, Joe Jackson, needs to be studied. He needs a show on this show about Joe fucking Jackson. He's
actually a good father.
Yeah, and for years, everyone has said that Joe Jackson was a terrible father, but in all honesty, he was the father that every kid needs today. Joe Jackson is the reason why the Jackson Empire is worth over billions of fucking dollars. From catalogs from Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5. Yes, because of Joe fucking Jackson. Now it says here that Michael Jackson has significantly more global hits than R. Kelly. However, R. Kelly remains highly celebrated as an R&B hit maker and prolific songwriter who even penned some hits from Jackson himself. R. Kelly looked into Michael Jackson's catalog to become who he is today. I am not taking away from R. Kelly's work. He has done fantastic work. He has a fantastic catalog. But don't ever compare that man to Michael fucking Jackson. That's like comparing...
If you're on a date with your wife or it's a Sunday morning, you got to clean up, who are you turning on?
Oh, so I'm turning on R. Kelly because he has that Sunday cleanup music. I knew you were going to get that out of me. But no, I would tune in to R. Kelly when it comes to, because he's got that Sunday morning, I got to get up and clean the house music. Michael Jackson has more like party music. Prince.
What?
Oh,
I've never heard anybody actually say I listened to a Prince song before. I've never even heard a Prince song.
Shit. Don't tell my dad that. My dad is a big Prince fan. If he was on this fucking show right now, he would go
Elvis
off.
Presley, he's like 1940s, 60s, whatever.
See, Elvis Presley, people criticize him as being a biter, right? A lot of people credit Elvis as the king of rock and roll. He started rock and roll, but it was really, a lot of people credit Chuck Berry as the father of rock and roll, not Elvis. But then, that's more like a black and white issue. Prince, on the other hand, I don't know if Prince has more hits than R. Kelly. Perhaps. Let's Google this real quick.
I've never even heard a Prince song in my life.
Wow. Hold on, let me see this real quick. Prince or R. Kelly. Now, this one is a tough one.
No.
But according to this, Prince has more Billboard Hot 100 hits than R. Kelly. Enough said.
Crazy.
Prince has more hits than R. Kelly. But then again, Prince had a longer career than R. Kelly. Prince.
Hold on. In the music industry, platinum records is the only thing that matters. Who has more platinum records between them two?
Okay, let's find out. All right. Let me see. Who has more platinum? Okay, let's see. Prince or R. Kelly? Let's see. Okay, R. Kelly has more platinum hits than Prince.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
What matters.
When it comes to platinum hits, that just means record sales. Right? That's what that's what goes into that. The Record Industry Association of America, the RIAA. Usually you have to sell a
That's
million.
what matters in music, though. Like platinum record sales.
I mean, sure. But what matters the most is Billboard hits. That's what carries over. When they do documentaries and shit on these artists, the first thing they look at is Billboard numbers. How long were they in that spot during that time? Prince might have had more Billboard records. He might have had a #1 song for weeks. Yeah, sure, R. Kelly has more records, more platinum records. He sold more records. To get a gold, you got to sell at least 500,000. To get a million, to get platinum, you got to get a million. And I think like 5 or 10 million is diamond. Not a lot of artists can go diamond. But yes, R. Kelly has more platinum hits. In fact, comparing these stats real quick. Now, yeah, Prince has 16 platinum, multi-platinum records. Yes. But R. Kelly, let me see what it says here. R. Kelly has 8 platinum best-selling titles. He has sold 40 million. Prince sold 48.9 million. So Prince sold more, but R. Kelly has more platinum hits. I'm just saying, I'm not taking away from R. Kelly. R. Kelly's a fantastic artist. He has, a lot of people want to credit him as the king of R&B, but he will be more like the prince of R&B. Like I said, the man's got an incredible catalog. The king.
Who's that?
Michael Jackson.
You're wrong.
Is he the king of pop?
I'm wrong.
He's wrong. R. Kelly does not have more than Prince. Prince has more, significantly more platinum certifications than R. Kelly.
Right. R. Kelly has 8 times platinum and Prince has 13. But according to this, R. Kelly holds over 11 multi-platinum and platinum awards.
No.
Conversely, Prince has 11 but falls behind. How am I wrong? I'm just literally just Googled this shit.
Prince albums
isn't Michael Jackson the king of pop?
16 compared to R. Kelly's albums with platinum status or higher is only 7.
Okay, well, whatever the case is, yeah, Michael Jackson will be the king of pop. R. Kelly, I think, is considered the king of R&B. Let me Google that real quick, if I'm not mistaken. Who is considered the king? Hold that thought. King of R&B. Let me see. According to this, the king of R&B is mostly heavily debated in topics. The crown is mostly commonly awarded to Usher. Get the fuck out of here. Usher is not the king of R&B. He is not the king of R&B.
Look, this is Prince.
Babe, you don't have to show me all that. I'm looking at damn near the same thing you're looking at. That looked at the same thing. You don't even got to show me that. The bottom line is, in the 90s and 2000s, according to this, R. Kelly was widely considered the reigning king of R&B for decades due to his prolific songwriting and vocal dominance. Though legacy is heavily overshadowed by his legal controversies. Again, this is why a lot of people are not considering R. Kelly as the king of R&B because of the shit he did legally. Go look up what he did.
Nobody actually cares about what he did legally.
And Michael Jackson is...
y'all crazy.
What he did legally, it does not overshadow. It does not overshadow his music career. Not like David.
Well, for me, like I said, regardless of what R. Kelly did, I still listen to R. Kelly songs. Like I said, it doesn't take away from the fact that he has a great catalog, but there are people that have literally pushed R. Kelly aside and was like, I'm never listening to R. Kelly again because of what the fuck he did. And again, I'm not getting into all what he did on the show. Perhaps, but they have valid reason. Hey, Sunshine, what's going on? In fact, fucking, he brought you up. Mikey brought you up. I was like, watch. Because we were talking about Jamaican accents, West Indian accents, and I was like, don't let Sunshine catch you here. Say that shit, and you brought her right up. Good morning, friend. You said R. Kelly inspired his music.
See, even she knows.
So let me ask you something, Sunshine. So regardless of what R. Kelly did, you will still listen to R. Kelly. Because I would.
Everyone is listening to R. Kelly on a Sunday, when it's cleanup time, on the date with their girl. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. R. Kelly has great Sunday morning music to clean your house to. Absolutely.
So is Prince.
Prince? I wouldn't clean my house to Prince.
I've never even heard a Prince song in my life.
Listen to Purple Rain. It's one of his best records.
I could clean my house with that.
You said Sunshine. Yes, I would. His music is like no other. I don't got nothing to do with what he did. I don't either. That's why I don't subtract from R. Kelly because of what he did. What he did, he's in jail for. He's serving his time.
Okay, so would you listen to R. Kelly over Diddy?
Would I listen to R. Kelly over Diddy? I still listen to Diddy.
But who would you listen to more?
I didn't even know people
Who would I
listen to
listen
Diddy
to more?
music.
Oh, they do. But when it comes on, people start making jokes about it. I would listen to R. Kelly more. I think, okay, one thing we have to understand. Diddy is not a musician. He is a producer. Suge Knight said it himself. He was like, you know, the producer that's all up in the videos. Diddy tried to be a rapper. He's not a rapper. He's a producer. I would listen to R. Kelly. R. Kelly is a musician. Diddy is a producer that thinks he's a musician. I'll tell you right now, name me 1 or 2 Diddy songs right off the top of your head. Exactly. You can't, because he's not. He has songs, but he's not a musician. You can name me 2 R. Kelly songs off the back. World's Greatest Bump and Grind. Done. Of course I know that because he is a musician. He is a singer. He is a R&B singer. Diddy is not.
I prefer Prince over R. Kelly.
Okay, you say you prefer Prince over R. Kelly.
Yeah, because he's everything.
I never heard of
They
Prince
have 2.
song.
So R. Kelly and Prince, you can't even compare those 2. Well, you could, because they're still in the realm of R&B, but he's more like pop R&B versus like R&B with R. Kelly. But they can still be compared because they're still within that sort of genre, because Prince is like a mix of funk, pop, R&B. R. Kelly's just R&B, but R. Kelly never tried to be a fucking rapper. Actually, no, he never tried. I don't think R. Kelly ever rapped a song. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. But R. Kelly is a great musician. He just did some crazy shit. The end. Mikey, that's your homework assignment. I want you to revert that back to me, what he did, because you feel like what he did wasn't a big deal until you read what he did was a big deal. And for some of us
like
older...
His influence is so great. Now, I don't even know what he did. Mostly, I know they said he did it on a girl, like peed on the, but everybody says he should have moved. But apparently, he did something else to where he
Wait, hold on. Wait. You said the girl that he did that to should have moved?
No, that's what everybody used to say. But you know, I mean, like, why would you stay there and get? But apparently, he had kidnapped some girls, and one of them, or was like, had them at a club, and apparently one of them was underage. So
they were all underage. In case you haven't noticed, you know the artist Aaliyah? Do you know he married that girl? Yeah, she was like 15, 16 when they got married. Now, I think from what the story goes is that she was emancipated. She was emancipated, so from her parents. So R. Kelly, they had a somewhat secret rendezvous, and they got married. They were married, which is why Aaliyah came out with the song "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." It was based on her relationship with R. Kelly, and a lot of people don't know that shit. She was underage when she married R. Kelly.
I think Prince is better.
Okay, hun, we're not talking about Prince no more. We're not talking about Prince no more.
He's considered Prince is a genre-defying artist who blended funk, rock, R&B, pop, and soul.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's somewhat different than R. Kelly.
She said he ain't come out with that song. R. Kelly wrote it. She
did perform the song, but I didn't know R. Kelly wrote the song, but it would make all the sense in the world because they were together. And he was like, age ain't nothing but a number. Here, I'm going to write this song for you, and you're going to sing that.
To Aaliyah.
That's what I'm saying. R. Kelly, I think, was 20.
I don't know how true that is, though. I don't know if
it's true. They were married.
May she rest in
I'm saying, like, if he actually wrote that song.
Crash, she was married.
Let me see. I'm going to look it up now. Who wrote Age Ain't Nothing But a Number by Aaliyah? It was written by R. Kelly. She's right. It says the song Age Ain't Nothing But a Number by Aaliyah was written and produced entirely by R. Pied Piper Kelly. He served as the songwriter and producer for her entire debut album of the same name. Because he wanted the world to know, hey, we're married and age ain't nothing but a number, brother, no. Yeah, there was.
I did see some strange junk about R. Kelly saying he used to like to kiss his mom or drink off her or some other shit.
I don't know about all that. I ain't getting into that shit. But the bottom line is the dude is fucked up. Whatever happened in his childhood is perhaps indicative of the shit that he did as an adult. He even said it himself during the trial that he was messed up since a kid. But brother, no, that doesn't give you an excuse.
No, brother, no.
But the bottom line is he's in jail. All right, that's it.
Brother.
Now, it did read something that there was speculation about whether or not the secret marriage thing. I think they were secretly married when this song came out. If they weren't married yet, they definitely were together in some way, shape, or form. And a lot of people asking, well, where the mom and dad at? I think there was speculation that she was emancipated. So her mom and dad didn't have nothing to do with that anymore.
Wait, what does that mean?
When you're emancipated, that means you have signed away your parent, like your in other words, your parents have signed their rights away of being your parents. That means you can do whatever you want. So, like, a perfect case of this was Gary Coleman from Different Strokes. His parents, when he was doing the show, was embezzling all his money, right? Because he was a child actor. The parents usually have control over the money. And what was happening was his parents was taking all his fucking money. So he went to court and got emancipated. And his mom and dad was no longer his mom and dad. So that means he was able to do what he wanted. He was, he had control over his money, whatever. So it's basically the parents signing away their rights, their parental rights for her. That's it. So
that's crazy.
It's true. You can do that, though. So, like, let's just say you were, like, I don't know, 14, 15. You didn't want to deal with your parents. You go to court. You get emancipated. They're no longer your parents. Biologically, they still are. But from a social construct, yeah. You say, why basically become an adult and don't need your parents? Yeah. That's what happened with a lot of child actors. A lot of their parents were taking their money and they were like, so went to court. Boom. You become an adult really, really fast. But, yeah, look up R. Kelly, man. That's your homework assignment. Sunshine, before we wrap up the show, what are you doing this weekend? It's Friday over there, so you got any plans? You going out, chilling at home? On this Roundtable show, what's going on?
The Roundtable. Woohoo!
Oh, we got Bookworm in the house, a.k.a. Snowbunny Kate. What's going on? Everybody's showing up late. That's what the Roundtable does, though. Everybody just kind of shows up at the last minute. You said today, Sunshine, is your son's birthday. We were celebrating that. I'm chilling right now, drinking a little bit and relaxing. Yo, shout out to her son. Happy birthday to him. Big happy birthday to Sunshine's son.
My son's birthday is Sunday, so that's funny.
Well, what's up, Kate? You said your son's birthday is Sunday. A lot of birthdays this weekend. Well, happy birthday to your son, definitely. You got any plans this weekend with him?
Yeah, Ace is over.
Oh, okay. So you guys both gonna do something for him?
Dang.
Yeah.
Everyone's birthday
That's what's up.
around this time, isn't it?
I don't know why. Yeah. I know.
My birthday is coming up in June 14th.
Okay, that's what's up. Big plan. Sunshine, you said you're going to your niece's baptism on Sunday. Everybody's got something to do. We're away right now. We're on a little weekend. No, I don't want to go to a movie. There's no movie I want to go see.
What about See How They Run?
No. I'm waiting for Scary Movie 6 to come out.
It's a mafia movie.
See How They Run? Are they playing that today?
Yeah, at 3 p.m.
I don't know. I never even heard of the damn movie. Well, See How They Run?
Yeah.
I don't know. We haven't been to the movies for a while. They closed down our movie theaters on post.
They have Big Daddy at 1 p.m.
Big Daddy?
Yeah.
What, that old movie?
And they have The Waterboy at 6 p.m.
Why are they playing old movies at the movie theater?
Tomorrow at 1:30 they have the Avatar Fire and Ash.
We saw that movie. That's the second one. We saw.
I thought that this is the third one.
There's only 2 Avatar movies, I think.
No.
There's 2 of them. I think that's the one we just seen. Oh, you said your Wi-Fi is not working. You got to unplug it.
Her Wi-Fi is not working.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to unplug it and plug it back in again. That's usually how that shit works. But thank you so much for the ranking tickets. Of course, also, like I always say, thank you for the gifts. Sometimes I don't always see them. I don't always expect them, but I do thank them nonetheless. Much appreciated.
No, this is the third one, babe.
There's 3 Avatar movies?
Yeah. The one we saw at my dad was the one that came out in 2020, The Way of the Water. 2022.
I didn't even think there were 3 Avatar movies. I must be bugging out. Are there 3 Avatar movies? Or am I missing something?
I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Avatar. Other movies I really watch is like teen movies.
Saw with my dad?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I watch straight teen movies, American Pie, and other teen movies.
Maybe we need to do a movie on like 2000 teen movies. Like there's the parody.
Yeah, it's like the best era of movies. We probably have to do an episode on R. Kelly versus Michael Jackson because I truly think R. Kelly is better.
All right.
We did a show on R. Kelly way back when. We did a show. We could do a comparison episode, R. Kelly versus MJ. That would be a heavily debated show. Or Michael Jackson versus Prince. Or, yeah. Hi. But other than that, I don't know. We can work out something like that. Comparison episodes, true crime episodes, things of that nature. I know Anna, way back when, gave me the idea to do a true crime episode, and I want to do one on the Son of Sam, for sure.
The Son of Sam?
David Berkowitz, yes.
Yeah, but...
You never even heard of him. Anyway, so before we wrap up the show, once again, shout out to Mikey, man. Thanks so much for joining the show. I know you had a little bit of difficulty joining on, and we kind of figured out what the problem was.
What's up, Mikey?
Shout out to Sunshine and Snowbuddy Kate, aka 12 Bookworm 0. Thank you guys
Saturday,
for joining.
Right?
Huh?
It's Saturday for them.
It's Friday night.
Friday. Have a great weekend, people.
My wife said have a great weekend, and of course, shout out to my friend Shauna. Thank you so much for joining me a little bit earlier on the show. Mahal, of course, thanks, man, for joining.
He was there? Okay.
Yeah, he was on there. Shout out to Riley Johnson. Don't worry, I'm going to get around to doing that topic. He asked me all the time about it. I'm going to get around to it. Also, shout out to Skinless Chicken Nugget, who was on the show earlier, just coming back off of a road trip. Crazy road trip. He was the one that was talking about his sister getting married to the brother-in-law's brother.
Uncle.
Crazy uncle or some shit, right? Some weird story like that.
Hey, it is what it is.
Hey, it's not my family. And then, of course, shout out to everybody else helping kick off this season. The next show won't be until Monday for you guys. And, of course, big shout out to my wife and co-producer Ampy, who's always yearning for attention. She's like, what about me? What about me? I see you right there.
You better eat that.
I'm not going to eat all this, especially the egg. I'm not big on egg.
But you better eat all that other protein.
I will eat all the other stuff.
Good one, everybody.
I will.
Protein is the best.
Shut
all
up,
right, y'all. Have a good one.
Everybody. Have a good one.
Stay blessed and stay
and shout out to R. Kelly.
Yeah,
we know you're doing like.
And may Prince rest in peace.
And may Prince rest in peace.
Same with Michael Jackson.
And Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let's get into June. And then, yeah.
And thanks everyone for showing you the love.
Oh, yeah, of course. Everybody, thanks for showing me some love. Oh, and then my uncle was on here. My Uncle Supreme was on here earlier.
Really?
He was. Yeah. Shout out. Big shout out to him. He hasn't been on my show in a while. But that was my uncle, in case you guys missed it. He was on my show earlier showing some love. But anyway, I got a lot to do today. Got to go outside to get some sun. Have a good one, everybody. We'll do this again.
Pop the piggies.
No. Have a good one, everybody. And we'll do this again Monday morning. Yeah, Monday morning. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.
That stuff's dope.
Later. What the hell did you just say?
That stuff's dope. Look, your headphone says dope.
That's the brand. The brand